Ladies and gentlemen, Arknights CN has recently released a new 6-star Reaper guard, called Entelechia. A goth certer, that sounds a little bit like W. Anyway, let's see what she can do. But a reminder, I haven't fully mastered her skills, or equipped her module for this video. She's as vanilla as she can get. Well, most of you already know how Reaper works. Entelechia can hit all enemies in her range, making her a good unit to handle crowds, especially weak enemies that often overrun you. But the catch is they can't be normally healed, and can only recover HP by hitting a target, or receiving regeneration healing. And compared to her fellow 6-star Reaper that solely specialized on DPS, Entelechia also specializes on survival, as seen by her tag. Now let's see her talents. Her talent 1 allows her to steal some of enemies' HP, resulting in her having the biggest HP compared to other Reapers. And this talent also gives arts DOT to the enemies she attacked, but sadly this can't stack. Her talent 2 further shows how survival focused she is, by literally denying death once. When her HP falls below 25%, she will instantly receive some HP, and now gain a permanent physical damage reduction. And from what I see, this effect is once per deployment. Now let's see her skills. Skill 1 is a similar skill like La Pluma and Highmore. That is an offensive recovery, deals critical damage, and attacks twice. The only difference is that Entelechia version has a slightly bigger damage multiplier. Next up, skill 2 is probably her most interesting skill. This acts almost like redual to skill 2, where Entelechia will put one spinning scythe around her, and another one to the recently deployed friendly unit, with each scythe dealing critical damage every 0.5 seconds until the skill ends. And as a cherry on top, this skill has a quick cycle. But probably the most interesting part is how the second scythe is given to the recently deployed unit. It makes the second scythe position more flexible, and makes it a good combo with a fast redeploy unit. And while these scythes normally only hit ground enemies, but when you combine this with Sky Ranger, a new specialist archetype in CN, these scythe can actually deal damage to the flying enemies when the Sky Ranger is also in the air. Well, I don't think this is going to be a common strat, but certainly an interesting thing to know. Lastly, we have her skill 3. This one will expand her range, increase her attack, and attack speed, which should also mean faster healing. This skill also does something unique to the 3 enemies in her range. She will summon what currently is called heart candles to the 3 enemies with the biggest HP in her range. This heart candle is tied to that specific enemy, and will copy their exact defense and resistance, and also the HP, but only 60% of it. And each time Entelechia attack this candle, the tied enemy will be damaged. And thanks to this skill condition, it always makes sure the candle receive damage of at least 35% of her attack stat. And while it isn't mentioned in the description, the damage they received from candle ignore some defensive mechanism, like dodge and barrier. So it's pretty much dealing additional attack, with extra steps. All in all, it's a pretty good DPS skill. The faster attack speed will also mean faster healing. And attacking the candle makes sure Entelechia receives twice the heal when she fights only one enemy. But honestly, it's a shame she only summoned the candles at the start. So that's pretty much what Entelechia can do. What do you think? So far I think she is a good guard to be considered to get. Not to mention her skills might have some unique use for you. As for who is better between her and Executor Alter, we pretty much got Mudrick vs Penance situation, where Entelechia is more survival oriented, while Executor is damage oriented. Well, for now, I still prefer Executor Alter, who has the potential to deal with a very high defense enemies, especially with his module upgrade. That should be all. Adios.